everyone. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Walt Whitman and his 1855 edition of Song of Myself. This is an incredibly popular and inspiring poem. However, it was incredibly controversial at the time. It discussed ideas like polygamy, having sex with nature, and even Whitman himself marrying his audience. Today I'm going to be discussing that Whitman does these things to poetically expand the possibilities of marriage. He accomplishes this by making the reader a partner in the poetic marriage and rendering conventional marriages in his time period in a negative light. He does all of this to establish the poetic marriage as superior. Whitman is establishing the poetic marriage as superior to strengthen the idea that he and the reader are partners in spite of age, gender, station. This serves to reinforce the relationships between the body and the soul, the reader and the writer, and it also serves to promote Whitman's poetry as democratic. So now I'm going to go through the examples that I found through the text which support my argument. Thruster, holding me tight and that I hold tight. We hurt each other as the bridegroom and the bride hurt each other. This passage blatantly establishes the parallel between the reader and Whitman as a married couple. Whitman has referred to himself and the reader in an intimate dialogue prior to this. However, the addition of the intense physical act solidifies this exchange. The use of the titles bride and bridegroom add gravity to the intimacy which Whitman places between himself and his readers. Along with this, the repetition of each other here illustrates to the reader that the marriage is on equal terms with both parties taking an active role. By painting his relationship with the reader in a marital light, Whitman's able to evoke ethos and add magnitude to his work. Such an intimate relationship with all readers allows for an intense engagement with the text. This relationship between the narrator and the reader also speaks to the implicit democracy of the text, superseding conventional gender, age, and class rules. My second point of evidence is as follows. Through me forbidden voices, voices of sexes and lusts, voices veiled, and I remove the veil. Whitman uses this quote and the marital trope of the bridegroom lifting the bridal veil to signify the metaphor of his marriage to the reader. Through the removal of his veil, or thin partition between bride and groom, Whitman is able to establish intimacy with the reader, both physically and through shared knowledge. The veil in this passage works as a double entendre. However, it is indisputable that it refers to a bridal veil due to the sexual innuendo of the voices of sexes and lusts. Whitman establishes the beauty and desire possible in a relationship both physically and mentally here, reinforcing his idea of the body's and soul's equal importance in a relationship. This also works to further establish the intense relationship Whitman wishes to engage in with his readers, giving added significance to the interactive nature of the text. In conclusion, thank you all so much for listening to my ideas about Whitman, and I hope this inspires you to think a little bit more about what Whitman is trying to achieve through his writing. Hope you have a very Whitman day, and happy 200th birthday to Whitman. Thanks so much.